podcast. This is episode 1, part 2. In this episode, we pick up where we last left off and introduce Christina, one of our playgroup's most competitive players, as well as our very first board game review of Time S.T.O.R.I.E.S, The White Side. If you like what you have to hear, episode 2 will have our final host introduced, Jason, as he struggles to explain Paris, Cité de la Lumière. We will also review one of last year's hottest games, The King's Dilemma. Let's go. See, that's why. Well, go ahead. Let's see what you got. Fucked it up. That's right. And that's staying in.
This is
Welcome.
episode 1, part 2 of the Next Game Dilemma podcast. Welcome, everyone.
Okay. So that's the way that's going to start from now on. We're going to have Christina open us up. How does that sound? She shakes her head vigorously, yes. Well, no, that is the last person that we wanted to intro is my partner, Christina. She is regular play groups, or in our regular play group. What's the word? Formidable foe.
I'm everybody's nemesis.
Yes, that's pretty
It
accurate.
is pretty fun to crush Christina, but I'd rather she win over Noelle any day.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that in a lot of games. I just feel like it's like everyone's messing with me, and I'm looking at her. She's like, she's catching up, guys. You can't keep fucking me forever. Like this is gone on long enough. Doesn't really matter the game. If it's possible, I always feel like you're against me, but that's just me.
I'm always against you.
Well,
Everybody else.
Yeah. So get us started here. Talk to me about your early days in gaming.
So the earliest memory I have of gaming is probably around when I was 8 years old with my grandmother. She taught me how to play rummy, specifically a Thai version of rummy because she is from Thailand. And I remember her beating me at that game every single time we played. But every time I saw her every weekend, I'll be ready for another match because I always wanted to beat her. But in hindsight, as I got older, I had no chance. I really did. I had no chance. But I think that definitely got me for the love of games and understand my competitive nature at an early age, and how even though I was really frustrated and I was always having fun and always wanting to do better. So that was probably my...
So when you got older, did you just always feel outgunned? Like no matter what your hand was, you're just like, she's always just crushing you?
No, I always had hope, and then it's like, this is the time. This is the day that I'm going to win, you know? But as an adult, I was like, I had no chance because I was just a kid. I didn't know what was going on, you know? I just kind of played through, not thinking that much ahead.
Sounds like your adult life hasn't changed too much as far as gaming
right?
results.
It's about right.
And also, I remember my mother's boyfriend had bought me a Nintendo for Christmas, too. That was an early gaming day, and picking up Zelda as my big game. And later on, playing with another adult, my best friend's father, we would play side by side in Super Mario Brothers 3, and I just had so much fun doing that with him. So a lot of my gaming's with just adults.
Well, it's hard to be crazy competitive with other people if they're not crazy competitive.
Well, I think a lot of it is that when I met other kids, they were kind of scared of my crazy competitiveness. It was kind of being put off.
Yeah, I 100% understand that.
You know,
If they're not strong enough to stick around, too bad for them.
And also growing up, not just that, but like with a lot of things I do, I think parents are always like, why can't you be like Christina? With a lot of things, you know, just like with school or art or other things, you know. So I just got a lot of comparativeness. So I guess being competitive was just a natural thing, I guess.
It always gave you things to strive for.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, it was a great thing, but also was this other, like, a double-edged sword, I guess.
Gotcha.
You know, like.
So what got you into tabletop gaming?
So tabletop, also another thing was, after the Nintendo playing was, my first tabletop game was playing Risk with the same adult, my best friend's father. And
do you know which version?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No.
Just old school?
Yeah,
old school
and
Risk.
I remember playing with her and then her father, and she would always just get crushed, you know, always be just between me and him, and I was always lose, but I would always hold out to the end, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to win this day, but it just never happened.
Never got there.
Would you always get Australia and keep it? At least you can claim that's a victory.
Yeah, I would stay away from Europe. I think it was more of the North America and South America I liked to like dominate because, you know, the entranceways weren't, there's only a few entranceways to going into Asia or Europe, you know, but.
Domination 101 with Christina.
Right? That was always my little easier way to play the game. I think as I got older, I guess right after high school, I played Magic the Gathering. I had an ex-boyfriend teach me how to play that and absolutely loved the game. I think the first experience I had of learning the game is stayed up 10 hours trying to figure out and play the game, just one game after another, putting together decks and just being really excited. So that was like my first big memory of that. So, and then Magic ended up being many years part of my life, like after that. Also playing some D&D with some of my coworkers after work. I used to work for corporate Starbucks, and we get together, about 4 or 5 of us, and played a campaign for a little while, which
Would
is very
you run
enjoyable.
a tavern in a D&D and serve coffee?
Actually, I don't think we did that.
You're a damn missed opportunity.
I know. I should put like some potions and some lattes and stuff and charge people.
Never.
Yeah, I should do that.
Well, there's always next time.
Yes, that's it. That's a great idea.
Has anyone seen that TikTok of the guy who owns his like a tavern? He does like a bunch of videos. I don't actually have TikTok, so like anything I see comes through Facebook or random YouTube compilations. But it's this guy who like he dresses up as like a barkeep sort of, and he like sort of plays like a scenario through. He's like, oh, where have you been going? Oh yeah, it's a long road there. Maybe you'll need this, and he like pulls out like elaborate things to make drinks with. Or he'll be like, oh yeah, you're looking for work? Here, I got somebody that's looking for work. And he like leaves, and a Lucifer looking motherfucker comes in. He's like, tell me your desires. What do you want? And it's really cool. I'm like, it's one of those weird sort of D&D things that gets out into the mainstream that you don't always see, because the hobby's still sort of like it's becoming a lot more mainstream now. That's all I'm trying to say.
It does. Especially I was watching Let's Make a Deal, and Wayne Brady always talks about it, about D&D. He's a big avid fan. So who else was it? Was another celebrity? Was it The Rock?
No.
I know it is. It's the Machiyama. No, damn it, Karate Kid. Too much Cobra Kai.
It's the dude from True Blood, no? The Italian dude?
Is he from True Blood? I don't know if that's where he is originally, but he's married to like the Spanish woman in Modern Family.
Yes. To the one that you were confusing for Dancing on Stars.
Or Latino woman.
Oh, right. Yeah. So it seems like, D&D has becoming more of a thing where people hear about it more because people are endorsing it. So.
Did anybody see Jason Gordon-Levitt's Magic collection?
No, but I had no idea.
He went on some magic show like Spellground, Spellbook, something like that on YouTube. And he's all like, after I like made a little money, I went back and I bought all the cards I wanted to. And he just big dick opened a binder with just like alpha and beta like power on the top. He's like, oh yeah, this is my deck. It was my moat deck or some other bullshit like that. I'm just like, oh my god, like so much money in his nostalgia. Like he's playing old school 1994 Magic still. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, which is a format, by the way, apparently. So that's a lot of money you can throw at Magic if you want to.
No, I think throw a number at it. Unlimited amount of Magic you can throw.
Yeah. Yeah, we still play fairly often. Got a cube, arena, occasional drafts or something.
Yeah.
We play a little bit still. It's hard to get away from it. It's like we relapse into it.
I think Magic's just part of who we are. I mean.
Yeah, for a good part of our adolescent/adult lives, we played Magic.
More in college than anywhere else.
For you.
I play like with a lot of people. Most otherwise just Tom, really.
Yeah, I was the latchkey kid out there just alone, playing. Just playing to survive. Like, how much is that card? Here, I'll trade it for this card. $2 on top. Bus fare.
Oh, I remember playing Magic too the first time in high school, back when I was doing woodshop. Mm-hmm. Like people would bring like constructed decks over, and then they're like, "Oh, they're trying to teach me, like just the guys," and I'll be really up for it. But then I was like, "Why are you beating me with these things that are awful called slivers?" I'm like, "This is." Yes, it was like a nightmare because it just kept on getting stronger, and they overwhelmed me, and he always beat me, and I was just like, "Okay, this." This game, I don't know what's going on. Either you're really powerful or you just gave me a crappy deck. But I think that was my first time playing it.
What about after Risk, Christina? What was the next major tabletop?
Oh, probably not until I played with Noelle did I start playing board games. Yeah, Risk was the first one. And there was just a huge gap because I don't think I knew anybody else that owned anything. I mean, like, I play Monopoly here and there, but
Right. All the Parker Brothers stuff.
That's always not a very enjoyable experience. So
Right.
Yeah, no one's excited to play Monopoly, and then when you go through it, it's just like there's always somebody gets mad, and it's not good.
But no, we have stumbled into something that you liked, and that's the first game that we actually wanted to review, which is the Time Stories, the White Cycle, specifically. We got this board game...
I want to say more than a year ago.
Yeah, definitely more than a year ago. I would say at least 2 years ago. We were a little bit late to the party as it released 2015. We picked it up, I think, maybe 2016, 2017, somewhere there. It's been a while. We took a break from it. But we've definitely had a lot of fun with it. Okay, for those of you who haven't played through it, Time Stories is a narrative board game. Players will play through the adventures in multiple worlds and eras when you choose a vessel or a character. They have certain characteristics. You get to sort of role play them the way you want, but you'd still have to optimize what they're good at. You wouldn't send like a strongman to handle a stealth mission or a stealth challenge or something like that. The basic box in the Time Stories, it contains the Asylum scenario, which, to be fair, it kind of feels like one of my favorite out of all the ones that we've bought and went through. It's still my favorite one. Without giving too many things away, I want to talk about the rules. It's sort of like it's not a real-time game, but it's time-based. There's a certain time tracker, and that's your resource that you're sort of managing as you move from room to room or area to area, searching for clues to finish your puzzle or finish your story that you're trying to play through. Plenty of flavors, there's plenty of eras, and just lots of variety with this game. But there's just great pros and cons to it. What do you like about it?
I think I like about it is the fact that you get kind of like, the role-playing experience and a board game at the same time. Like, there's an ending to it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to, you can just pick it up and it's already there for you.
Yeah. The world is already there. You're just sort of diving into it.
Correct. Yeah.
I would say like about Time Stories is just the variety of different, I don't know what you're going to call them, pieces, the different stories that you have available to you.
Would you say the different time stories?
Different time, yes. Son of a bitch. They're all very different. They all have similar rules. Some have added quirks, but the stories are all completely different genres.
Yeah, we while I would love to talk more, I can't go too deep into them without giving away either spoilers with the stories for them or spoilers with the actions that you would actually want to take. Because not only can I talk about, one half of a certain scenario that we're going through, but if I say, oh, we took this route as opposed to this route, that's giving a huge chunk of the mystique of these games.
And I also think that just from picking up the board game, just looking around it, you don't understand the flavor until you actually get into it.
Right. It's a game you have to play to just understand. If you like role-playing games, it's definitely something that you'll slide right into. But if you're looking for just something meaty with a bunch of rules like a Euro or something like that, this is probably not going to be something for you. Enjoyable, maybe, but it's not that type of game.
Yeah, it's just a thing that I would recommend, like, say, you're having a new person over and they don't really play games. It's something that's a co-op experience, and it's pretty easy to understand, and then you can help them along with it. So I think it's not more like an introduction game, I would say.
So I have to disagree with you on that. While, yes, I do think that it's going to be a nice game to have somebody that doesn't usually play board games sit down and play through. Somebody who might even enjoy it, be like, let's either keep going or let's play a new one if you have more, of course, on hand. Mm-hmm. But I actually think that these board games are good for 4-player or a group of people that enjoy board games. It doesn't have to be an intro board game.
Okay.
Because, for example, us, if we open up the new one, we all enjoy it, and we're all we're not like veterans or anything like that, but we all are in this hobby and we enjoy all the different types of games. We don't always enjoy intro games. They're
I
too
see.
simple.
Okay.
They're too, they're too party happy.
Just give an example of what you would call an intro game. More
Munchkin?
than just intro to me.
Munchkin. That's another good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I did all those through college, except Cards Against Humanity was not out yet.
Exactly. See, like Munchkin is a game that some people get introduced around that time, but you either dive more into the hobby, or that's around the level that you stick to.
So say if no one played D&D and they played Time Stories, would you say it's a better intro to D&D?
I would say that it's a intro to D&D because you're getting them to sort of become the character. In some of these characters, for example, you could get a guy that's clearly good at doing physical feats, right? So you're going to play that guy as somebody who's really good at that, somebody who might be good at busting down doors or fighting. So if a challenge emerges that looks like, hey, there's a big heavy block, who are you going to send? Are you going to send the tiny girl with the teddy bear? No, you're going to send the brute. So you're going to sort of immerse yourself in that role that you're trying to play. It's a good way to role play, but unless you like really get into it, it's not role playing. You're playing the character as he should be.
Right. But there's not room for imagination. You just go with the story. Yeah.
Right. The character is flushed out there for you. The dude looks like he's, seen 1,000 storms and the cigarette falling off from his lip. Okay, you know who this character is.
Right.
You play him as the person who he is.
We should mention what I consider the biggest flaw with this game, though, is that once you get through it once, or even go through the multiple pathways in each time story, there's not much replay value past that.
That is true. Most of the time, I wouldn't call them a one-shot because there are games like the exit games that you will physically have to rip up cards and move stuff around and actually destroy the game once you're done with it. But with this one, you could play through it, maybe show it to somebody else, or if you have like 2 new people, lead them along a little bit and show them the way to play it.
You could let them make the decisions and just be there along to
help
see their
or
ride
whatever.
or whatever.
Right, yeah. If you enjoy being a storyteller, that's a good way of doing it. But yeah, once you play through it, the big downside to it is it's probably going to get traded away. Once we are done with all of our Time Stories White Cycles, chances are we're going to be doing a mass trade and just selling all of them plus the base board game. Because I don't see myself going back and playing Asylum again. While there are some secrets that I kind of would like to know or look at all the possible ins and outs, I kind of would rather just play another game.
We already know the main point of it. The mystique behind that time story is gone.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, I don't remember all the details, but I remember the outcome.
Yes. So yeah, that's pretty much that's the biggest con for this game.
I think also it's just the fact that how you roll through the game determines how fast you're going to get through it or how slow you can get through it.
The game is dice based, so your challenges that you face, you will have to roll. Not only do you have to roll, like I was saying, physical challenges, fights, or possibly puzzles, but you will also be rolling a time die as well, which, how high you roll, it's how much time is used up throughout those actions. If you're somebody like Christina, she rolls like crap. What can I say? There's a certain reason.
I'm never the time captain to roll.
Yeah. Well, there's not just that, but you don't like... If it has to be a dice game, you're like, do I really want to play this? Because your rolls aren't going to go that way.
Yeah.
Especially, area control games where you have to roll for fighting. Just no good.
Like Risk.
Risk,
yeah.
Yeah.
The first one I played, and it's the worst game I'm at. I don't know what it is. I just roll really badly.
Is that why you don't like those kind of games anymore? Because you never.
I'm willing to, but I think the last game I played was really bitter about how badly it went. So.
Was that Scythe with Tom?
No, it was Cthulhu Wars.
Well, Cthulhu Wars is a good game, but it can be a chore, depending on the players, depending on how much is going on. What do we have? An 8-player game?
Yeah.
Last time, it takes a while. It takes a pretty minute.
I don't know. That was fun. A lot. The only time we'll probably ever do that, just like Captain Sonar, we've only played once.
For me, the strengths for this game would be it's a great co-op game. gets the juices flowing. Everybody's talking. Everybody wants to make decisions. Like we said earlier, there's multiple flavors. If you like, Egypt, there's a thing for that. If you like Cthulhu, there's sort of an adventure for that. If you like, like I said, I don't want to try to give too many of these away, but there's all of them will be somewhat unique. If you like zombies, there'll be a somewhat zombie one, things like that. There's lots of different variety for this. The secrets, each of them have special things that you could pick up that could happen. There's different outcomes. Also, you could fail or succeed even, or partway succeed. Partway
there's
fail.
also cards that you can keep with you as a character to other storylines.
Yes,
also
there are things that can happen that will carry on into future adventures if you play this sort of like a campaign game where you play with the same people. The pink person will always have a card for the rest of her time travel stories. So there are things like that can happen. There are secrets, many secrets. Like Christina said, this is a pretty good game for non-gamers as well as people who already are into the hobby. The people who are already into the hobby will appreciate it for the different types of decisions making, the puzzles, and all the great stuff that comes with it, including the art, which is different in all of them, and it's all pretty. They've all been really good. I've enjoyed the art for all of them.
And then we only have 2 left to play in the white cycle.
No, 5,
4, I think.
4.
That
think-
many?
Yeah. There's
and
9
then,
of them.
and then I picked up one from the blue cycle, but I think we want to go through the white cycle a bit more.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to probably do. Which it will, once we're finished with that and we move into the blue cycle, we'll review the blue cycle, which is completely different. Well, mostly different. Yeah, this game is very unique. There's not a lot of other games that sort of feel like this game. There might be other time traveler games, there might be other choose your character games, but none of them have this sort of engine where everything sort of fits in smoothly. I don't really think we've had a problem with any of the rules, right? Like,
I would say we haven't, and you're not too afraid of failing in this game because you can just always start over and retrace your path and try different options. There are sometimes penalty cards. I don't remember what an example is. Do you know if you fail one of the options that happens?
No, just sometimes failing isn't failing is always a bad thing, but failing isn't the worst option. Sometimes there's a reset. Sometimes there'll be sort of like a time save thing where you can go back to this point. Other times you'll just have to start back from scratch because that's the kind of game it is.
I don't think the game was designed for you to succeed the first time. It's designed for you.
Most don't seem that way. Yes. Yeah. Well, it is. In some, it's hypothetically possible to just run through it really hot and just win. But most of the times there are things that'll happen that will cause you. There will be hiccups.
Yeah, and I don't think you can. You can enjoy the game as much by running through the first time. I think the idea is failing and then trying a different route, or even going back and like, hey, I want to pick up this character differently. Just
right. Yeah, some give you the option to change vessels in certain areas, or if you happen to fail, it gives you chances to do that. So besides that, what are the cons to this game? We've already said that there's little replay value once you've actually passed it successfully. It's sort of a money sink. Not a lot in comparison to some of these board games that we've had in the industry now, but 9 different chapters plus the one that it comes with.
How many are the 9 chapters each?
I've seen them anywhere between $20, which is a little low, to their MSRP, which I believe is around $30 to $35. Mm-hmm. 9 times 30.
I think as a financial thing, having one player just do it, like say if you were just like, oh, I'm going to do a board game night at a shop or something like that, and just you solely paying for it, I think $35 is a lot for that. But I think that if you can get some friends to help you along with it and do the experience together, I think if you split the cost, I think that's
Yeah, this is something where, I mean, it's definitely feasible for one person to just buy it. Like I said, chances are at the end of this, since we picked all these up, we're gonna sell them as a chunk, and then it'll be fine. And you get to recoup some. But it is possible that your friend really liked the way this played, so he went out and he bought a scenario on his own, and now he brought it over for like it's so it's possible to split the cost a little bit on this. But if one person is getting it, it is a bit of a money sink to especially if you get together weekly, you really like the game, and then you just shotgun these one after another. That's a bit of money.
Yeah. How much was the base game? I think that had to be like 50 plus.
That was, I don't know what we bought it for. I know it retails around $45. So it's not terrible. $45 for the first one, all the components, and then $35 afterwards. But for us, sometimes we had to go back, played it a little bit, couldn't finish it, or we didn't win, so we had to put it away. So we had to come back a week later, 2 weeks later, or maybe we got burnt out. We played 3 scenarios in a row, and then we're like, okay, enough Time Stories for a little bit. Maybe it's time to play something else. So another con is it can be frustrating sometimes.
Some of them really have a lot of dead ends.
Yeah. Or loops.
Or you don't roll well.
Or you don't roll well, yeah.
Or you don't pick the character that even has that ability, and none of your teammates do either, and you're just screwed that run through.
Yeah, you could hypothetically get sent in a specific row or down a path that the characters that you've chosen are just not suited for.
Yeah, you got mages and you need agility tests,
yeah, something like that.
You know what I mean? Like, it can get frustrating at that point. You're just like, how do I go on? I guess it feels like a wash at that point. You're just stuck, you know.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it ends up being a wash, and then you just have, depending on whatever the game says, you just have to pick up from wherever it lets you. The combat rules could be a little bit more clear. They're not the worst, but it because it changes every time, or because the scenarios change every time, the way you look at combat hypothetically could change. And if you haven't played this game in a couple of weeks, you pick it up and you're trying to figure out combat for the third scenario, and it's not the exact same thing, it can be confusing. And this last complaint isn't necessarily a complaint as much as it is just weird for this type of game. It is capped out at 4.
Okay, I thought there may have been 5, but I guess we've only played it before.
No, yeah, it's capped out at 4. I feel like this type of game could go to a 5-player. It seems simple enough to where you'd want to have a slightly bigger, or the ability to have more people, but maybe just the way it's meant to hit the table and be designed, it's just...
I wonder how much more would it have cost, because you'd have to extend the board a little bit to fit the one more person.
Yeah.
And is that enough of an excuse to save costs and cut it down to 4?
I'm sure it had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, probably not.
It's just maybe 4 was that sweet spot of having people that wanted to play this. Because I know a lot of people, when I go through the forums and look at these type of games, a lot of people play this either solo, or controlling multiple people, or they play 2 people controlling multiple people.
Oh, I can see. If you are playing with another person, I recommend probably that each person plays 2 characters.
Yeah.
We can always, even when it's just 3 of us, we could have the 4th and make a joint decision on where it goes.
NPC?
Yeah, it is possible, but I don't think necessary with 3. 2 maybe.
I think 3 is a sweet spot for this game.
3?
Yeah.
You would say 3?
I think 3 is a good spot.
With all that being said, the pros, the cons, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we hoped would be possible changes. So, are you looking forward to the new one that we just bought? All that being said,
oh yes, I'm always looking forward to.
Which was the one that we did end up buying?
The Lumen Fidel.
Which one?
Fiddy? Lumen Fiddy?
Fide, I think.
Fide?
Yes, that's the one that we just most recently purchased. Supposedly the best rated one of the expansions. So we shall see.
I'm excited to be in anything in France, whatever. I'm excited that it's a French Templar time period. I love the time period, and I love France. And I'm hope we can be a corrupt Templars. Vive la France. Is that like the revolution saying?
Yeah.
I wanted the nobility to stay in charge, not the revolution.
You're like kings and queens, no peasants. What do these peasants want? Food? Fuck those guys.
No, I've been looking forward to this one for quite a while. It's been kind of sold out like every time I go randomly into a game shop, and then finally I was able to pick this up. So
that is true. We picked up the expedition one to Antarctica or whatever. We picked that one up because this one wasn't in stock, which is fine. It ended up being a fantastic one. I liked it.
yeah.
Okay, so that does it for Time Stories. I just want to get one thing out of the way since we talked about it in the first episode, was what we got to play last year. Was there anything that stuck out in your mind out of the games that we were able to play?
Viticulture.
Man, that's a recurring theme, isn't it?
It's just a fantastic. I mean, I love worker placements, and it's just the theme, and just it's a smooth game, and the rules are clear, and it's just the right amount of heaviness. I think it's not like too heavy, but also just that where you kind of like you can still pick up in a reasonable amount of time and play through. So I think it's just at a sweet spot for me.
Gotcha.
Even though it's impossible for anyone but Noelle to win?
What are you talking about? We tied.
It doesn't matter if you don't actually beat him.
No, we shared winners.
Yeah.
You still had to give Noelle some of the credit. He still got some glory. He needed to be deposed fully and just, I don't know, shat on.
Shat on. Wow. Yeah, we'll get back to that, I think, later
some
on.
point, yeah.
I think we got a little burnt out because we played it a lot.
We did play it a lot, and I won it a lot.
God, we've been playing games for so many years. I can't remember all the games from last year, and kind of.
What about the tree one you liked? And
Photosynthesis, was it last year that we picked it up?
No, we started playing it again last year, but we picked it up when it came out, which I think was before the pandemic started.
I enjoyed that game too a lot. Just it's different.
you're right, it isn't like 2019 and 2020 are almost the same year in my head. I know 2020 is drastically different, but
I think we played definitely more games in 2019. So I kind of get a little confused with. I don't think we got to do as many last year.
Yeah, of course.
So
due to that thing.
do that thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I did like Castles of Mad King Ludwig a lot.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I ended up playing that. Oh, I'm not good at that game. That game, I am certainly not.
I think I just like because you're good at viticulture. Yeah. it's not work. What kind of game is it? It's not worker placement at all. What is it?
Tile placement?
it is tile placement basically, because everything you got to put the right colored castle parts or whatever, castle rooms next to each other to get the best benefits.
Yeah, it's not necessarily an engine building or anything like that either.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say besides tile placement.
Resource management, maybe, because you got to buy them. I don't know. It has like an economy too. So
money management, but lots of games you need to manage money, so you can't say it's like only that.
Another game we played a lot was Wingspan, and I did enjoy Wingspan.
Another problem, just like Viticulture had, though.
Yeah, we have to give him something. He was good at that too.
those were silent air dabs for everyone listening.
But I guess the biggest one is viticulture for me.
Yeah. And I know it's not a new game from last year, but that's when we got to it, so that's why we're gushing all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Much like we will soon be gushing more about
Food Chain Magnate.
That's the one.
Yeah, I think we're just barely cracking that game right now. We played it a few times, and everybody's kind of like in their heads right now, like, what am I going to do next? Like,
you know that dog that doesn't want to let go of the bone? That's everybody on that game right now. Like, it's mine. Arrgh.
Yeah, because I don't think anybody really accepted dominance in that game yet, and it's kind of like up for grabs, and we're still contemplating how we're gonna win, and we have to crack that game, and
I will say only the men have won so far, though.
Wow.
Yeah, but to be fair, after I won the first game and we moved into the second game, you rolled over and showed your belly real quick. You were like, let's just give this game to Noelle.
What, in the first game?
After the first game, after I won, you're like, well, this is going to be just like every other goddamn game. And then I immediately got smashed by Tom.
By me.
But who won?
I won. Don't shit.
Yeah, he did
Don't
win.
take that away from me.
I helped
barely
him win.
Okay.
I helped him win by trying
At
to
the
get
end.
myself to feudally
Thank you
win.
so much. You took
I
all
mean,
the stands.
we said that we just don't king make because we're behind. You know, and sometimes we still play through the motions because we know that sometimes it's just up to two people, and you kind of want to do what you would do naturally and not kind of king make somebody else. You know.
And also, at the end of this year, I will buy some sort of dummy trophy for the person who has come in last the most in the games that we play. I am
No,
recording
please don't.
everything now.
That's gonna be me. I really don't.
I
No,
don't think it will
no,
be.
I
It's
don't
gonna be
think
Christina.
so.
Yeah.
I was last in the board last time, and I just stopped winning.
I don't think you were last in all the games. Like you came in like second and third, and like
It feels like in the beginning years that I dominated a lot of the games, and then slowly, just guys, I don't know what happened. It's like I taught you everything I know.
You using my logic against her. I see this.
I don't think anyone wants Noel to win besides Noel.
These are all facts. I did say that in the first episode that I wanted to talk to you about achievements. Well, her campaign when she was a warlock.
One of my first D&D experience was being a warlock and not knowing what a warlock does, which he kind of pushes and pulls, minions or foes.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being in a room with a spiked boulder going around and around and around, and just me pushing the minions in front of the spiked boulder. And that was just great. That was a lot of fun.
I don't remember a warlock class until like 5th edition. No, what edition are we talking about?
Fourth edition. Hey, that's the one I was introduced to. So
It felt like they took D&D and made it into an MMO for 4th edition.
I think that when everybody can do a little bit of everything, that's a problem.
Well, it just took away my ability to, I think you call it power level. I forget now because it's been a while. But make me as strong as ridiculously possible and break the game.
Min-maxing.
Min-maxing it. I'm a professional at that. That's my day job, accounting.
Yes. This dude min-maxes for life.
But what else? So you push the enemies in front of the spike ball. Anything else?
Oh, I remember also going to, we played with a rogue what's the short class? Halfling. She was a halfling. And we ended up being in this room, and she hid under the table while I stood on the table screaming profanities. And everybody come rushing to kill me, and the halflings would just like get them like crit right in the knees. Then we had laying of bodies right in front of this table because no one knew that the halfling was underneath the table. They thought it was me doing the damage the whole time because I was the one that's shouting profanities.
As a 30-year-old man, or 35 now, unfortunately, my knees already hurt, and I'm worried about them in old age. So that sounds terrible.
The older you get, the more realistic halflings seem. You're like, oh, they just...
Yeah. that was
Did you
that
flip
was
your
great.
hair like
right?
a
I should have. Right?
shampoo commercial?
Oh my god, that's definitely D&D at its best.
Yeah, that was definitely. I could have just missed. I could have just not critted, but yeah, everything just turned out right. It's always the great moments, and then some things just always turn out completely wrong on the opposite end too.
That's where we go to Alex for his campaigns.
What? Things don't always turn out wrong.
I mean, for us, they do.
Well, I try to. It's more fun for me if y'all suffer. I don't like the players that have too much fun.
You mean you like to have fun by making us suffer?
Yeah. The players have fun by accident.
Okay, fair enough. They're like, oh, you got to kill that. Yay, good for you. Just, you survived. Check.
You just make us have, you should just kill us off and just have back characters that we can just throw in afterwards.
That's why I like the cult game and this
More
apocalypse
meat.
game, because you're supposed to scare the shit and eventually kill your players.
Is that the one that you're going to be working on?
I'm looking at this new horror post-apocalypse fantasy one.
Shelf of Shame.
And okay, fine, I'll use the one I already own.
You can buy whatever you want, but you have to be working on something you currently own because it's physically in your hands. And I actually do want to. Am looking forward to horror one, the one you were talking about, the graphic horror one.
Yeah, you'll be able to be more. You're a normal person basically, but you can see through the veil of what really exists basically.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I want to get into. I miss being in the role player seat. I definitely have fun. I think I have more fun in the DM seat, but I enjoy role playing nonetheless.
I think I rather enjoy role playing than I do in the Dungeon Master seat.
Yeah,
just so much work, and then you're
It
nervous
is.
that it's not going to be like enjoyed by the players.
And I've run like my last campaign when I ran. It's just one scenario just did not go at all what I planned did. You know what I mean? Just like a fatal flaw in the whole plan that kind of just like they found, and it kind of like ruined the experience. You know what I mean? They had fun. I guess it matters if the players have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as a dungeon master, I was like, oh man, I really did mess up and not think about that, did I?
I think you have to have, as a DM, you have to have one of two things. Either a backup plan to get your players back on track, regardless of what it is they're doing, or have the ability to go with the flow and move things along.
Yeah.
You're forgetting loose morals and the ability to lie.
Yes. All key attributes that a DM needs.
And I think as players, we tend to put a lot of things on the DM, and it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and depending on your players, they can throw them in the loop and make you just kind of like think outside the box, which is great, you know. But sometimes it's just like, oh, it can be a lot.
Yeah.
Well, next time we play, I want us to have the option where, yes, the DM describes what's there, but the players should be able to say, I'm going to do this action with this thing in here that could logically exist that the DM doesn't say exists, potentially.
Okay.
Like, you want to swing from some random thing that the DM didn't say there was a chandelier, but this kind of room in a fancy mansion may have one. Just say
As long as it
exists.
makes sense.
Yeah, as long as it makes sense. The DM can cut you off if he thinks it doesn't belong.
Okay. Yeah, that's something I'll definitely be in for.
Just the players have a little more, can help you with the
Fill
setup.
in the-
a
With,
little bit.
with creating the, you know, the environment and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
feeling of it while you're playing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that does it for episode 1, part 2, the beginning. That'll be any closing remarks on Time Stories?
Pick it up. Try it. Because the first one, I think it's probably the best one that comes with the base board. So
Yeah, the first one is quite engaging.
I think you get your money's worth on the first one. If you
At the
don't,
least, yeah.
at the least. If you don't pick up another ones, try the first one. I think it's the.
You'll
worth it.
you'll know fairly quickly if you like it or not, and then you don't want to have to waste another 9 times 30.
30 bucks
270.
each, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Being on the $45 side, it is fairly reasonable. And if you don't mind buying games used, you will find tons of Time Stories used. Like I said, you know, you're gonna pick it up, play it, love it, play through the rest of them, and then eventually sell them because they're not so much replayable. So if you want used ones, you can definitely find them out in the market for a cheaper price. But if you just, you know, COVID and everything, you want something brand new, $45 is not that bad. All right. If you guys want to find us, we are everywhere. We are on Twitter and we are on Instagram, Next Game Dilemma. If you have any comments or any ideas for future episodes, you can find me at noel@nextgamedilemma.com. And we'll see you next time, guys.
Right. Next time. Bye.
Goodbye, Dilemma 2 M's.